With an exclusive report. The recession has changed things in many ways for families and for businesses. Licensed contractors, for instance, have had to reduce staff, some by more than 70%. Handymen are now offering services that require a license to perform even if they are not qualified. Sarasota County is cracking down on these unlicensed contractors. SNN Local News 6 reporter Mia McCormick joins us live now with more on this. Mia.
Complaints about unlicensed contractors are, no pun intended, through the roof. But local law enforcement and state officials are holding stings around the state to crack down on the activity. We were there when state officials and local officials confronted unlicensed contractors right here at this home. This type of work requires a license. But the number of unlicensed workers offering to do handyman and construction services is growing, and so are the problems associated with unlicensed work.
It could cause a house to burn down, or someone to be electrocuted, or something to fall down, or during a storm for a window to blow out.
Greg Yantorno is in charge of permitting and inspection for Sarasota County. When complaints from consumers and licensed contractors escalated, he went to the sheriff's office and the State Department of Business and Professional Regulation to crack down on the illegal work.
Custom railings, lighting, hurricane windows, all those types of activities require a license.
Officials checked out several complaints on specific local companies. Despite slick ads in magazines and on Craigslist, none of them had a valid license.
Hi, good, thank you.
But when contacted by an undercover deputy for home repairs,
there's different ways you can go about it. I can find a suppress report. See, that's not going to guarantee how long the rest.
They all offered to complete projects that require a license.
I don't remember from your ad, but do you do any air conditioning work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, right there is where he said that he could do air conditioning work, and that requires a license.
The contractors were issued cease and desist orders. Matthew Nemeth, owner of Atmosphere's Kitchen and Bath Artistry, received 2.
We do the general construction, wiring, the plumbing, everything. We're complete. It's one stop. We have our own drywall company. We have our own glass company. We have our own trucks. We have our own employees. So everybody in-house, really very few subcontractors.
That was Matthew Nemeth there speaking, and on the phone he told me that they in fact do not do most of that work in-house and that they hire licensed workers to do it, but according to officials, even that requires a contractor's license. During the sting, 4 unlicensed contractors were ordered to stop working on projects that required an expert, and one, already on probation for scheming to defraud, was given notice to appear in court.
We're doing something proactive and letting know that people out there who are unlicensed or even unethical who are doing these things, is that we are watching and we're going to hold them accountable from a legal standpoint.
Somebody that is licensed, number one, the state knows that individual is qualified to do that scope of work, okay? Number 2, a licensed individual is going to have the insurances that one needs.
In the end, it's up to the consumer to do the research before you hire a contractor. One online stop to myfloridalicense.com could save you from a costly mistake. All of the men that you saw there in the undercover video were issued cease and desist orders to stop working. Their names are Freeman Enmeyer, who advertised kitchen remodeling on Craigslist, Angelo Murray of A&A Remodel, also found on Craigslist, Jeffrey Olivey of Home Defense, which is advertised in the Home magazine, and Matthew Nemeth of Atmosphere's Kitchen and Bath Artistry. Now, if you are looking to have some work done on your home, be sure you hire a licensed contractor, and tomorrow at 5 we'll tell you why and show you how you can do that. Lauren.
Mia, in your story, you did mention some of the work that requires a license. What are some of the home improvements that do not require a license?
That's a good point. They don't all require licensing. Painting and tile work, for example, they don't require any licensing. But if you go to myfloridalicense.com, you can find a whole list of things that do require a license, so you know which is which.
All right, Mia McCormick reporting for us. Thanks, Mia.
Sure thing.
Tonight we have a follow-up to a story you saw exclusively here on SNN Local News 6. Complaints about unlicensed contractors are on the rise, and the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office recently conducted an undercover sting to put a dent in this problem. But it's up to the consumer in most cases to protect themselves from becoming a victim. SNN Local News 6 reporter Mia McCormick has this story tonight.
The cost of home improvements can seem daunting. Homeowners may use Craigslist or magazine ads to find cheap labor. The problem is, many times those workers are not licensed. We're showing you video of licensed workers, people who guarantee their work with warranties and have the education to complete a project correctly.
I mean, who would want to sit inside a building like this knowing that somebody not qualified did it and have the roof fall in on you? I mean, you laugh about things like that, but it happens.
Bob Rizzi, a licensed plumber, says he's pulled dozens of pipes from people's homes that were incorrectly installed.
You get into the situation where it's going to cause a problem to the homeowner in the form of a leak, in the form of a sewer gas problem, in the form of maybe a stoppage.
Paying for the work to be done right could be the least of your problems if you let an unlicensed contractor work on your home. What if the worker gets injured? Licensed workers always carry insurance.
You know, you can't go out there without workers' comp. You can't go out there with your general liability and all these other things that that are important to the customer. You know, if you're hiring anybody that doesn't have general liability and they get hurt on the job, you know, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
In a recent undercover sting, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office and the State Department of Business and Professional Regulation issued notices to cease and desist to 4 unlicensed contractors.
Then there's people saying, oh, these are just people, they're trying to make a living in this tough economy. You know, why are you going after these guys?
Yeah, and you know what? The licensed people are trying to make a living too. And there's an appropriate way to make a living. There's proper procedures, proper licensing laws, rules, regulations.
One licensed contractor told us he lost 30% of business to unlicensed workers. Before you hire a contractor, go to myfloridalicense.com and check to see if they're registered. Even if you see a license number in an advertisement, still double check. Ask for references and check them. Never pull a permit for a contractor, even if they ask you to. And get everything in writing, including a description of the work, a completion date, and total cost. Hiring an educated, licensed worker may cost more up front, but the headache and money you could save long term is worth the price.